Let's dive into a story that all starts with something as simple as a piece of clothing. It's a powerful story about family, about sacrifice, and about how the meaning of an object can completely change right before your very eyes. So, picture this, a schoolyard filled with kids, all wearing the same red uniform sweater. But in the sea of red, one sweater stands out, and not in a good way. For a young boy named Martin, his old, worn-out sweater wasn't a sign that he belonged. It was a constant, embarrassing reminder of what his family didn't have. So first things first, let's really get into why this simple piece of clothing felt so incredibly heavy for him. He comes home from school one day, and these are the first words out of his mouth. "My sweater is not good, and the headmaster scolded me." You can just feel the sting of that public humiliation, can't you? It was never just about being cold. It was about his dignity. And the sweater itself, well, it wasn't just patched up. It was more like a patchwork quilt. Every time a hole appeared, his mother would mend it with whatever scrap of colored wool she could find. So each mismatched thread was like a little entry on a map, charting their family's struggle to get by. And all of this leads us to Matin's father, a man named Upendra, and the incredible weight of responsibility he's carrying on his shoulders. You see, the family's situation is just dire. Upendra is a laborer who can't read or write, and he hasn't been able to find any work for 10 days. Meanwhile, their tab at the local grocery store just keeps getting bigger. He has this idea to set up a small seasonal stall, but he needs 5,000 rupees to get it started. The only place to get that money? A local moneylender who wants 10,000 back in return. It's a debt trap, and there's no easy way out. And then, just when things seem hopeless, the phone rings. It's an offer. 10 days of work. He's so desperate, he just says yes. He doesn't even think twice about it. And the wage they offer? Well, to him, it sounds like a fortune. 500 rupees a day. For a family in their situation, this feels like the break they've been praying for. This could finally be a way to start climbing out of that hole. But of course, there's a catch. Every single day, right off the top, the contractor takes a 100 rupee commission. So before Upendra has even lifted a finger, his pay has already been slashed by 20%. And can he do anything about it? No. The contractor makes the threat crystal clear. The workers' union, the very group that's supposed to stop this kind of thing, is corrupt and useless. So Upendra's trapped. If he complains, he gets blacklisted and won't find work anywhere. If he stays quiet, he just has to accept being exploited. But that financial burden is really only half the story. Now we need to talk about the physical price of the job he's just taken. The work is absolutely brutal. His job is to carry 20 bricks at once. Now, each brick weighs around 3 kilograms, so that's a 60-kilogram load. We're talking over 130 pounds on his back. And he has to haul that down 100 steep steps, again and again and again. The ropes they use to tie the bricks together are just digging into his shoulders and his waist. This is what that reality looks like. You can see these men just preparing their bodies to take on this incredible weight for yet another punishing trip. The strain is just immense. A man's body is bent nearly in half, completely contorted by the load he's carrying. This is more than just work. It's a physical torment that grinds a person down day after day. And as he prepares for another load, this one thought keeps running through his mind. He realizes his suffering is directly connected to his inability to read and write. A mason gets to build things, but as a laborer, he is forced to break his own body. And this, right here, is the moment the entire story pivots. Maton, the boy who was so ashamed of his sweater, is about to witness something that will change how he sees everything. His mom sends him with his father's lunch. As he gets near the work site, he sees his dad from a distance, getting ready for yet another trip down those steps. For the very first time, Mateen sees it all up close. He watches them load the bricks onto his father's back. He sees his dad's entire body shudder from the strain as he tries to stand. He sees the veins in his neck bulge. And then he watches him take those first few slow, painful steps. So when his father finally makes it back up, Maten just can't take it anymore. With tears streaming down his cheeks, all he can manage to say is, "You have to work so hard, Baba." In that instant, all the shame he felt about a silly sweater is just washed away by this incredible wave of love and understanding for his dad. Upendra's reply is short, direct, and incredibly powerful. He's not just making an excuse, he's teaching his son the most important lesson he possibly could.
He's showing him the real-world consequence of not having an education.
And that lesson brings us right back to where we started, the red sweater. Only now its meaning has been transformed.
When Upendra gets home that night, he finds his son doing something amazing. Matin has found a piece of brick, the very symbol of his father's back-breaking labor, and he's using the red dust from it to color in all the mismatched patches on his sweater, trying to make them all the same deep red. Metin tells his father he doesn't need a new sweater anymore, but Upendra makes it perfectly clear what this is all really about. The pain, the exhaustion, the exploitation, he endures it all for one reason, so that Metin can study hard and build a life where no one ever can take advantage of him like this.
And this story just leaves you with this one big question. For this family, the color red is no longer the color of shame. It's the color of brick dust. It's the color of a father's sacrifice. And ultimately, it's the color of hope. It really makes you think, what is the true price of an education?